Hi, one of our clients of Attorney's Back Office has asked us a very interesting question. He would like to invoice time control by time intervals. Okay, so he works by 6-minute intervals, and so he wants to put on a time control, and once he's finished, somehow divide the total time into 6 parts and invoice those how many 6-minute time intervals have appeared. Okay, um, it's an interesting request that could help a lot of people using time control, especially in the attorney's back office where you can even automate it. There's two ways of solving the problem. One is a manual process, for which to show how that works, I'm going to start a time control here. Just create a new time control. Okay, invoice. We have to invoice this to somebody. Time start, units, time date. Okay, all the mandatory fields are here, and I'm just gonna start that so it will be counting. Okay, that's counting. This time control will serve for the explanation of the manual process. I need some time on it, so while that's counting, I'm going to start. I'm going to explain the semi-automatic or the automatic way of solving this problem. The idea would be to work with workflows, update field workflows, so that once we close the time control and the total time has been written in the field, it automatically does the math for us to fill in the units. Okay, we could create a new time control, automatic test. Let's erase this again. Okay, I could close this and like say, okay, I spent 26 minutes. Okay, 26 minutes, we divide that by 6, that gives us 4.3. So I could come here to the units and put 5. Okay, I just round it up. It's a manual process. You divide it, you know how much time has been spent, so you divide it and you put the 6-minute time intervals in the units field. Then all we have to do is get a service here, which would here in the services. Okay, excuse me, in the services. We put a service which is the total of how much we charge for that 6-minute time interval, and then we invoice units per product or service with time control invoicing, mass invoicing. It would sum up the units for you and multiply the units per the price in the service, and we would get our invoice in 6-minute intervals. The idea of the automatic process or using the workflows would be to have this calculation here made for us, so we don't even have to divide it and think how that works. I'm going to show how you do that. Okay, the formula I've tried to explain it here. Let's see if I can move this over a little just in case. Okay, the idea would be to have this formula here. The ceiling, okay, the top integer, once it's divided, of the substring of the total time, which is the hour, time the minutes, then the minutes, and all of that divided by 6. Let me try to explain that. The idea is we need the total time in minutes, because we're going to divide the minutes by 6 and find out how many 6-minute time intervals are in those minutes. So I have to get the hours, which is this string, which is this function here, and divide it and multiply it by 60. So I have how many minutes I've spent in the hours that are on that time control, and then I add the minutes. Okay, so if we had something like 1 hour and 22 minutes, this first substring would give me 0.1 times 60 plus the 22. Okay, which is exactly the example that I've put down here below. Okay, I'm here and below I'm putting a time of 0.26. Okay, I spent 26 minutes. Here I'm marking the positions of each letter, each number in that string. Okay, so this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4. That's the positioning. So when I have the substring of 0, start counting here where I have the cursor now, and get 2, okay, the first substring is that 0, 0. The second one is the third position and also 2, which would be the 26. Okay, so after calculating the substring, that 0, 0, 26 would be 0, 0 times 60 plus 26. Okay, the rest of the formula is the same. Then we have 26 divided by 6, which gives us 4.3, and the ceiling function would automatically round that up to the highest integer of the formula. Okay, this is what we're going to try to do with the workflows. The problem with the workflows is that they do not know how to do this structure with functions. Okay, you could do this with math. If these were numbers, if ceiling, substring, and substring were numbers, we could do the whole math. But as soon as workflows see a function like ceiling or substring, they evaluate that and stop evaluating. So we have to take this apart, okay, and we have to convert it into numbers. I need a custom field which will hold the substring, this substring. Then I need another custom field which will hold this substring. Okay, I need those two custom fields. Then I need another custom field which will hold the total of this operation. Okay, let's put here numbers 1, 2, and 3. I need 3 custom fields. So what the workflow is really going to do would be something like this. Okay, so I'm going to put the first substring in one custom field, the second in another custom field, and then I will be able to do the math. And the third method here, the third function, I'm going to put directly into the units field, so I don't need another custom field. Let's go create those custom fields. I'm going to put them here in the custom information block. Let's make a first, which would be invoice time control hours. Okay, this is a number. It probably won't be too big. Let's just put 4 and 2. Okay, let's create another one which will also be a number, and this will be time control minutes. This one will probably be they don't have decimals, nor one nor the other. Okay, I did that wrong. There's no decimals here nor in the other one. Okay, that's okay. In fact, let's do that right. Let's delete this one, put it back in. TC hours, length for 0. Okay, and now we need another one which would be time control interval. Okay, this will really be the intervals that we have, and this one is decimal. Okay, we have the 3 fields that we need. So now we go to workflows. I've already created a first high-level workflow for this time control calculate time units. This calculate time units launches on every save of the time control as long as the total time is not empty. Okay, as soon as we write the total time in, which kind of close the time control, it will launch and calculate the fields for us. Okay, so let's go in, update fields. The first one will be TC hours, which will fill in TC hours with the expression of substring. This is here. Okay, that substring should be here. Okay, here it is. Very good, very good. Substring. Okay, so it writes the formula for us. The string field would be the total time. It starts at 0 and we need 2 letters. Okay, that's the first task we have. Now we add the next one for the minutes. Update fields. This is TC minutes. We fill in the TC minutes with the expression substring total time 3 and 2. Okay, 3 and 2. Okay, these are the formulas that I just explained in the text below. Okay, now we have the math. Now we need the math. Okay, so we fill in the other field, update fields, create. This is TC time control interval. We fill in the interval with the expression of TC hours times 60 plus TC minutes. Okay, see, I got that right. It would be one first custom field times 60 plus the other one divided by 6. Okay, divided by 6. Okay, divide the whole thing by 6, so we can divide this by 10. Okay, so yeah, okay, so this part will be executed first because the multiplication takes precedence. I already divided 60 by 6 plus the other custom field divided by 6. Okay, that should give us all 3 custom fields are now filled in automatically for us. Maybe someday we'll update this workflow to be able to do this directly. Would be nice, just one calculation, but anyway. And this is TC units. Okay, now we're going to fill in the units field. Units, where are you? Units, and we'll fill that in with the ceiling of the TC interval. Okay, save that, save this, and we should be ready to roll. So if I fill in this time control, okay, I already put the total time, so I'm forcing a direct close here. Let's get rid of this, put a 1 here or a 0, whatever, and it should get calculated automatically for us. Well, no, let's do this again just in case, because I created the custom fields that are down here. Not sure how that would have gone without it. TC auto test. Okay, I have to put this here. Total time is 0.26, so it closes automatically. The rest of the fields are all closed up for us, and all these you don't even have to fill them in. You can just kind of ignore them. And there we go. It put 26 in the minutes. The hours are 0. It calculated 4.3, and it put the 5 units for us directly. So now if we had a service here which had the exact amount of our time interval, you just invoice it, and it's really kind of that easy. Once it's done, you can just even forget about it. It will always be calculating that 6-minute interval here for you. Okay. The other way of doing this is manually, and for that I created this other time control which we started before. Okay, this one should have been counting the whole explanation of the other one. Took me about 14 minutes. So now I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to stop it fully. No, I'm going to stop this one here. Let's stop it. Okay, it filled in the 14 minutes for us. Note that since I already have the workflows, those 14 minutes have been converted into 3 units. But once we finish that 14, okay, if we didn't have this calculation, what we would do would be to convert this 14 into the next time interval. Okay, so we have to edit the time control and convert the 14 into the next 6-minute interval, which would be 6 and 6, 12, 6, 18. Okay, so we have to edit it manually and put 18. We have to eliminate this because that's the one that's important if time control isn't filled in. Okay, so we close the ticket. So we start the time control, do the work we have to do, and when we come back, we close the time control. It says that it spent 14 minutes. We edit it and say, okay, it's not 14 minutes, it's 18 because that's what I want to invoice. Okay, we lose exactly how much time we really spent. Okay, so that's important. That's an important inconvenience of this approach. Okay, so I'm putting 18 and I save. That's it. Okay, now this time control says that I spent 18 minutes. So now if I have a service here for the full amount of my hourly fee, okay, when we invoice, this 18 will be converted into the decimal portion of the time and will automatically multiply by our hourly fee. Okay, so that's it. I mean, it works. Here we would have our hourly fee. This 0.18 would be converted into whatever it has to be converted. Okay, that would be something like it gets converted into hours. So it would be 0 hours and 18. It's 60 minutes are 1, so 8 minutes, 18 minutes is X. So so X is 18 divided by 60, which would be 0.3. Okay, 0.3. This is exactly what the time control invoicing will convert this 18 into. It will convert it into a 0.3 because on the invoices we can't put 0.18. We have to put a decimal. We have to put a number of units spent. So it will put it in 0.3. If our hourly fee service is, I don't know, $500, okay, then that $500 would get multiplied by the 0.3 on the invoice, and you would get exactly the 6 amount interval that we were looking for. Okay, so it's a really easy approach because you don't have to do any workflows, nothing. You just use time controls, and the only trick is that once it's finished, where the time control has told you how much time you've spent, then you just go in and modify it and round it up to the next in 6-minute interval, and then you just invoice it normally. Okay, so the only problem is that you have to do that manual step of rounding it up, and you do lose exactly how much time you spent. Okay, the other approach does make it doesn't lose so much information. Well, I hope that that helps explain and show how really powerful this is and flexible. Because it looks like something that you really couldn't do or that you would need to program in, and no, it can't be done. It's just that powerful, really. Thanks for listening.